Hey everyone, welcome to Kempner Canucks. My name is RevTrev, and I'm so glad you're here because today we're going to be diving into the Canucks schedule release and record. Yes, you heard that right. I'm going to try my best to kind of give some predictions on these opportunities that the Vancouver Canucks are. It seems like the season is so far away, but when the schedule gets released, it gets kind of exciting, right? And so the big question I want to ask you, when you see the release of the schedule, does it make you want to go to games? You know, I know a lot of fans were really upset on how things went last year, and we know that we were absolutely dead last. I mean, we were the worst team in the league by 14 points. And the question is a lot of people are like, I'm done watching this. And season ticket holders were getting rid of their tickets because now that we've gone into a rebuild, why do you want to? The ticket prices have gone up 2 seasons in a row. Now they're like saying we're paying for new seats. Okay. And it's like, all right, sounds good. Problem is the product on the ice was terrible, and especially at home. And so we're going to be diving in to what this team is going to look like going forward. And I'm really excited to share with you this release of the schedule. Now, a lot of people have already released this. Life's been super busy for me, but I always try to produce passionate, realistic, and honest Canucks content. If you like that kind of stuff, please hit the like and subscribe, everyone. I'm thrilled that you're here. So we're going to dive right into it. But just before I dive into that, just a quick reminder, I'm literally everywhere. I'm on YouTube, X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, even Blue Sky, and now I am a podcaster, which I'm so excited about. And you can go check it out on Spotify and Apple, and I'm going to try to upload it to other ones as well. But you know, I've got 3 episodes now, so go check that out on those. Oh, and I just released that on YouTube, has a podcast option too. I don't know if people watch it on YouTube because you can't really listen to it, can you? Like while you're working out or whatever, like you can with a podcast. I don't know. Maybe you can. I got to try it out. My next workout, I do 3 workouts a week. I'm going to try it. But they're uploaded as well on there as well. Okay. So let's dive into the schedule, everyone. Let's dive into the schedule. Okay, October. It starts in Edmonton. We're on the road. We're against the Oilers. And the Oilers fans are saying, because we're doing a back-to-back, the Tuesday night, October 29th, or is that September? Oh, it starts in September. It's starting early. What? That's awesome. Okay, we don't have to wait till October. Tuesday, September 29th, we're in Edmonton. And isn't theirs is called the Rogers Arena too, or Rogers Stadium or something like that. We go in. Can we get Edmonton start with an 0-1 record? Let's go. Let's try it. Let's do it. Edmonton's excited because they do a back-to-back with us, and they're saying that's 2 easy wins for them. Hey, the Vancouver Canucks last year, with all the troubles they had, and you know, it's a much better team we had last year to start the season than we do this year. But we went on we were like 8 wins in a row or something like that. It was crazy. It was like our glorious moment. That was our best. We could have stopped watching Canucks hockey and it would have been over. Or you would have seen everything you needed to see. But or is it where we 8-2? I don't even remember. It feels like a lifetime ago when that happened. So we start in September 29th in Edmonton. On the Thursday, October 1st, we're playing against McDavid and them in Vancouver. Then Saturday night hockey, we play the Calgary Flames. Oh, listen, I like beating the Flames in the preseason, in the postseason, in the regular season. It doesn't matter. Let's just beat the Flames because, as you know, I am probably the biggest Flames hater in the world. Cannot stand the Flames. I want them to lose all the time, whether they're playing us. I went to Minnesota last year to watch the Wild because I was in town. I was going to a Green Bay Packers game drove to Minnesota, went to a Vikings game first on the Sunday. That evening, Minnesota was playing Calgary, okay? And so we got tickets for, I can't even remember, it was dirt cheap. And it was like 14 rows up, almost center ice. And we were there, my friend Sean and I were there, and we booed Calgary in Minnesota. We cannot stand the Flames, okay? So we have to win this game on Saturday. I say we're going to split against Edmonton, and we're going to beat Calgary, and everyone's going to think it's awesome. Then reality comes back to play because we're doing a first back-to-back in the first week. I don't understand back-to-backs. It is what it is. Against Vegas, they're pretty good. This just in. So we're going to lose that game. Then we have a 3-day layoff. This is what I don't understand. Why do you have to do a back-to-back when you have 3-day layoff? You could just make the other game a Tuesday night and call it a day. Nope, you can't do that. Carolina on the road. Okay, this is going to be a rough. I'm actually calling this the week from hell. Okay, the week from hell. Starting off the season, guys, with the worst road trip, in my opinion, in the season, and our whole season, is October 8 to 17. We play in Carolina against the New Jersey Devils in there. We're playing at Madison Square Gardens against the Rangers. Then we're going to go play Matthew Schaefer, Bo Horvat, and the New York Islanders in New York. Then we go play Florida, who was absolutely stacked, got both the Tkachuk brothers, my bad. And then we go on the Saturday night into Tampa Bay. Just a side note, everyone, when it comes to our home games on the Saturday or any of the nights, the games, once the daylight savings time hits, switches over to 8 p.m. So still during this month, we're good, right? When is daylight savings time this year? Daylight savings 2026. It is, no, it's not daylight savings. What's the fallback? What's the other one? No, November 1st. Okay. So after that, so you don't have to worry about that yet. Okay. So that's the week from hell. There's 6 games starting on the Thursday of the 8th, going to the 17th. What I'm calling it the week from hell is a little longer than a week. Carolina, New Jersey, New York Rangers, New York Islanders, Florida Panthers, and we end with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Yikes. I could see us winning one of those games, and that's it. Then we go home 3 days later on the 20th of October against the Carolina Hurricanes. Guys, we're going to lose that game. The 22nd, we have an opportunity to beat Detroit at home. They're terrible too. Okay. So we're going to win that game. And now we're going to go. I should be writing this down, how many games we're going to win, because I'm doing a record, right? So I'm going to say we go 1-1. So there's 1, and then we're beating Calgary. We're going to only win 1 on the road trip there. Okay. Now we're going to beat Detroit. So that's 4 wins. Oh, everyone's talking about the 25th, right? That's the Sunday night where Minnesota comes into town. And that's when Quinn Hughes is coming back. I would cheer him on if I was at that game. I'd love to be at that game. But I think we're going to lose there. So that is there. And then I think Anaheim beats us because we're going on the road to end the month. On the road against Anaheim. On the road against San Jose, we're going to lose that game. And then Toronto, we're playing them at home. We always lose to them. Well, we don't always, but that they have really looked a lot better. So that's going to be there. I say we get only 4 wins in all of October. That's it. Guys, the rebuild is on. Let's dive into November. We're totally talking about the first month, and I'm already doom and gloom. Okay, Okay, there's so many people here in the stream. This is a Saturday morning when I'm filming this. No, Saturday afternoon. Now, November, we're going to talk. Oh, by the way, Brian's here, and he says we're going to have an 0-5 start out to the year. Really? You don't think we're going to beat Calgary? Calgary? Oh man, that's crazy. But anyways, we're going to get into all these comments a little bit later. But if you're looking at November, we're at home against the Ducks. Again, Carlson getting paid $18 million. The team's still good. They made the playoffs last year. Do we even beat them? I don't know. I mean, obviously everything's about health. Health is wealth, right? So this is all depends on injuries and all that kind of stuff. Depends if Demko's playing for us. There's so many things to talk about, right? There's absolutely so many things to talk about. And I'm sitting here looking at it and going, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't think we beat the Ducks. Then we go into Winnipeg to play Winnipeg. My prediction, Winnipeg bounces back this year. I don't think we beat them on the road. We go back on November 7th, the Saturday, against the Oilers. That's going to be the daylight savings time. That's going to be an 8 p.m. start. I think Alberta and Edmonton are both in the same boat. So it's 8 p.m. Pacific time. Is it 9 o'clock? No, it'd be 6 o'clock. No, it'd be 7 o'clock their time. Okay. Then Philadelphia comes into Vancouver. That would be an awesome. It's a Monday on the 9th. That would be epic. To go to that game. Philadelphia is my second favorite team. I'd have to take a day off work. Oh, maybe that would be great. Okay. I don't think we win that game. Guys, this is how bad we are. Rangers come into Vancouver on the 13th of November. I'm giving us our first W. I don't know. I think they're bad. We're at home. Then we play Vegas in Vegas. Then we play on the 15th. Then we do a back-to-back against Utah Mammoth. We're losing both of those games. Seattle. We get the W in Seattle. Okay, so that's our second win of the month. Now we're talking about we go play at home again against the Minnesota Wild, who are way better than us. We lose that game. The back-to-back, at least it's at home this time on the Saturday night. We're going to play Chicago. Bedard's coming home, and we're going to get the W there. We're going to beat Chicago. Then we're going into Detroit. We're going to beat Detroit. In Detroit, I just think we're a better team. When we go play Philadelphia in Philadelphia, we lose that game on the 27th of November. Man, this is getting gross. Then to end the month, November 29th, against the Boston Bruins, against our boy, my boy, I should say, Zadorov. Lindholm's there. I think they're a much better team than us. We're not going to win that game. So that means in the month of October and the month of November, I'm predicting that we win 4 games each. This is disgusting. Fans are going to lose their minds. Fans are going to lose their minds. What do you think, guys, about these ones? Post it in the comments, okay? This is crazy, absolutely crazy, and we're gonna dive into this even more. This is going to be bonkers. So what's the record going to be, right? Okay, let's dive in. Oh, that's depressing. Already just thinking about it is depressing. December. Look at that beautiful Pettersson picture. If you've seen it on your phone or on the wallpaper that they've released, it's a cool picture of Pettersson taking a slap shot. He needs to take more of those slap shots, especially on the power play. We started out, everyone, Washington Capitals in Washington on the road, December 1st. We're losing that game. Then 3 days later, Friday night, we play at home against Buffalo. They're going to beat us. Saturday night, it's a back-to-back. We're going to lose to Dallas. Guys, we're 0-3 to start. Come home on Monday, and now this is where it's going to change. I think we beat Washington at home on the 7th. December 10th, we're playing Nashville. We beat them, okay? Come on, Smashville, they're not as they don't smash anyone anymore. Then we got the LA Kings on the road. I'm going to say we're going to go on a 3-game winning streak and everyone's going to be all excited. 2 days later, which that's a Saturday night, by the way, the Monday game against San Jose Sharks in San Jose. We lose that game. We play Anaheim again in Anaheim. We lose that game. Then on that Saturday, the 19th, we are at home, and there's going to be a lot of people there. I think that's when school gets out on the 18th. A lot of people are going to be there on the 19th for Christmas holidays. We lose against San Jose. Then we play the Mammoth on the 21st. We lose that game. Guys, then it's the Christmas break, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th. And then Boxing Day, it's not in Vancouver. It's in, dang it, it's in Calgary. It's in Calgary. I hate Calgary. We lose that game too. That's my prediction. They got to win some games, right? And then we're going into game. On the 28th, we finally get a home game, and this is where it's that week, the Christmas break week, the 28th and the 30th at home against the Kings. We get a W there, and we play the Kraken. We're getting the two wins there. Got to scratch my leg. Okay. Sorry for all the audio people are like, what's he doing? I literally went down and scratched my leg and had to tell everyone that. I don't know why I need to do that. Okay, so we get 5. That's a better month. We get 5 wins. I'm not doing ties and stuff like that. I'm just going to go straight wins and losses. It's too hard to figure this out. Okay, so I know I should do ties and everything too, right? Okay. Well, too bad. I'm already started this way. January, we're going into on the weekend. We're going to Utah on the 2nd. We're going to Seattle on the 3rd. I'm going to say that we lose one of those. Let's say we win against one of them. So I don't know do we beat Utah somehow? Seattle will lose. I'll just say that. We're losing to the Islanders as they're at home. We're losing to Tampa Bay at home on the Thursday the 7th. On the 9th, which is a Saturday night, 8 p.m. start against Florida, we lose there. And then we have a 4-game break from the 9th all the way to the 14th, or the 10th to the 13th. And then the 14th, we beat Seattle at home. And then Columbus comes down and we beat them. Okay. Then this is the big road trip in January. And I think it even goes into February if you ask me. Let me just see. No, it doesn't. So January, this is a 2-week road trip against Colorado, against Nashville, against Chicago, against Pittsburgh, against Minnesota, against Dallas, and against St. Louis. I'm going to say we come out 3-3 in that series. So 3 more victories. Okay. So now we're at 6 wins. We're going to get 6 wins in January. So we've gone from 4 wins in October, 4 wins in November, 5 wins December, and 6 wins in January. Guys, we're trending in the right way. Everyone's going to think that we've turned things around. Everyone's going to think that we're not going to be a bottom 5 team. Wait a minute. Let's go to February. We're at home against Montreal. Heck no, we're not winning that one. Okay. New Jersey comes to town. Let's get the dub there. Winnipeg comes to town. Look at guys, that must be the All-Star break or whatever the break is there. Is there a world tournament? No, it has to be an All-Star break, right? So the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10, 11, 12 are all big break. And then we're at home against Winnipeg. I think Winnipeg still bounces back. We don't get that victory. Against Pittsburgh, we're going to, at home, got to win that game, right? Got to win that game. Then we play Ottawa. We're going to win that game. So that's 2 games in a row. Then Colorado, we play them on the 20th of February. We're losing that one. Then we do a back-to-back against Boston at home. We're going to lose that one. Then we're on the road against Dallas and St. Louis. We're going to lose both those games. And then on Saturday night, the 27th, we have Calgary at home. We're winning that. We're back down to 4 wins. This is terrible. What an awful season. We're already waiting for the draft. We're already talking about the people who are going to be drafted. We've been talking about them since November, right? We're actually talking about them now. We're talking about them in July and August. of this year. So, my goodness. Okay, let's go to March, everyone. Chicago comes into town. They beat us. We go into Montreal on the 6th of March. We lose to Montreal. We go on the Tuesday, the 9th, to Buffalo. We lose there. Thursday, against the Blue Jackets, we get our first W of the month on the 11th. It's not the Ides of March. And March Madness is coming up. All those different things happening. We go into Toronto. We lose to Toronto on the 13th. It's a back-to-back against Ottawa. Somehow we squeak out a victory against Ottawa. We come home and play Nashville. We get a win there. There you go. We're on a roll, everyone. 2 games in a row. Play St. Louis at home. Let's get another dub. Why not? 4 wins already this month. Then we play a back-to-back against Edmonton. We lose that game, right? The Kings, we lose that game. On the 25th of March, we play the Vegas Golden Knights. Come on, we're not beating them this year, right? Lose that game. We play Anaheim at home. Can we get the W? Nope. Actually, let's say yes. We're going to get the W against Anaheim, okay? We're going to lose in LA and versus LA. We're going to lose to Vegas again because they're just way, way, way better than us. So that's another 5 victories. Okay, now we end the season. End the season in April. Everyone wants us to just be over by now. We lose on the Saturday, the 3rd, to San Jose Sharks. We lose on the 6th to Colorado. We're not beating Winnipeg this year, guys. In Winnipeg on the Friday, the 9th. So this is April. Okay? April. And then on April 10th, Saturday, April 10th, we're in Calgary for the last game in the Saddle Dome. And we're going to get the first win of the month. We're going to beat Calgary in their last game of the Saddle Dome. Yes, you heard it here right. Let's go. So we get 1 win in April. Okay. So what is my RevTrev prediction? There's so many stinking awesome people in here with comments. So I'm saying RevTrev in July. What's the date today? 18th. July 18th, 2026. Okay. Predicts, I'm just typing this in so it can go on here, predicts that the Canucks end the season 10, 15, 20, 28, 29, only 29 wins. What would that be? Okay, that we're with 29 wins. If we got 29 wins, I'm going to bring up this other one here. Let's go to last year's schedule or last year's standings. The Canucks had 25 wins. There we go. Okay, we had 25 wins. We had 8 overtime losses, so I gotta bump that up there a bit. We're gonna get at least that. I'm still gonna say we're gonna get ourselves 29 wins. I'm gonna say at least. We'll just go at least another 8, right? So even if we do that, we're still bottom 3. My prediction is we're bottom 3 this year, everyone. Sad to say so. But what else do you say? That's my prediction. Now, if you're listening to the audio of this, it's been a long haul, a lot of listening. Thank you for listening. If you're podcasting, thank you for listening. I'm going to dive in to some questions from the audience. There's a whole bunch of people in here on a Saturday afternoon. Appreciate you all being here. Let's dive in. I'm going to hit the promo, and then we're going to go right into the questions. So glad you are here. So Kelly's in the building. By the way, I like your new jersey, Kelly. Congratulations on buying that new Quinn Hughes jersey, or that old Quinn Hughes jersey, brand new from Van Base. You said when I checked Philadelphia Flyers on Rogers Arena nosebleed seats, they cost $215 for one seat. Woo! That's expensive. No one's going to that. The prices will drop. Prices will drop. Okay, let's dive into something. Stuart was the first person in the building to do that. David W is here talking about the time zones, so we're going to make it interesting. Of the NHL, Canadian NHL teams, the Jets, Leafs, and Sens and Habs are scheduled to remain, and Province is scheduled to change their clocks back. Yep, we're the only ones. So it's Edmonton and Vancouver, correct? Is that correct? So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. He's also logging in from his Midtown Toronto condo suite, now located near a light rail station. He's telling us his address. Okay, there you go. Okay, C-Map's excited about the schedule being released. He's saying drop the puck. He's ready for the season to start. So David W though says that he just makes him want to watch as many of these games as he can. Callum's in the building. Good to see you. And says hi, Rev. Brian says, why the Canucks play next year? Why the Canucks? Or is it while the Canucks play next year? I'll be at Black Bear Pub, just 2-minute walk. Is that, Brian, is that in Nanaimo? Isn't there a Black Bear Pub in Nanaimo? It's great. They have the great schnitzel there. Schnitzel. Yeah. Toy Makers in the building. Hello, RevTrev. Hello. Good to see you. Swerver Irvin's here and says, let's usher in the Babcock era with a big fat L. That would be great. So, it's a Black Bear Pub in Lynn Valley, North Van. Oh, I think it's the one from Nanaimo. Okay. Were you talking about the night Brock had 4 goals? Yeah, no, I wasn't talking. Yeah. Brock, I love Brock. I'm so glad he's still on our team, okay? Brian says, the way the Canucks play next year, I'll be back at the Black Bear Pub at 2-minute walk. Okay, that's the way you meant to say it, okay. Callum says, hoping Paul Cooter is, or Cotter? Cotter? I think it's Cotter, is Sherwood 2.0, and KK is 10 of 2.0. KK? Who's KK? I don't know who that is. William? I don't know. I'm confused. Toy Maker says game 1 or game 10. Does Demko get broken? I don't know, because I want to have a conversation about, is Demko the rebuild killer, which is very possible, right? Callum says Bettman used the 77 Flyers team to plan the Canucks season. Definitely. I like that. C-Map says the New York games could be winnable if we actually compete. It's true. It could be. Maybe they'll be the tie games or overtime losses, I should say. Game 10, Demko goes down, Brian says, with his yearly hip injury. Oh, that's not good. David W says DST ends for Manitoba, Ontario, and Quebec on the first Sunday of November local time. The prospective home arenas of the Canucks and Alberta NHL teams are, yes, we already know about this. We've talked about this already. Come on now, Uncle Trev. Kelly Duncan says, be positive about Kane's visit. Canucks can win. I don't think so, but I hope you're right. Dave W says, while Demko is the Canucks' main goalie, Lankinen has become a close second due to Demko's health. That's correct. Toy Maker says, I think Canucks will start this season winning with a good preseason. Canucks will be a 500 team. Sadly, he says. Sadly. Brian says, sadly, we suck. We suck luck to win 15 games this year. We're going to win way more than 15. I'm saying 29. Let's keep scrolling down. I don't think we're doing 15 all year. We're in a rebuild, so the wins and losses don't bother me. But if we lose games because of the lack of compete, that's unacceptable, C-Map says. You're right. They have to be able to compete. This is the NHL. This team should be able to have competitive games. But when you look at this roster, It's a little bit depleted compared to last year. None of these young guys coming out. Maybe Coots is on the team. We don't know. It's all about development. That said, I don't think we'll see much under Manny. I think he's a better coach. There's going to be a Manny bump. So I'm going to say we're going to have more points than normal. Or I should say since last year. Excuse me. I just had a little burp there. Hopefully you didn't hear that. Toymaker says you need top 5 picks for 5 years. So start to establish a good team. Well, it's the Canucks, so no problem on that one. Kelly says, I think Canucks will win 1, lose 1 trend. I think that will be worse than that, but hopefully you're right. Chris is here. I hope teams sleep on the Canucks and take them lightly. I think they're going to take them lightly. This is a bottom 5 team. It could be a bottom 1. It could be the worst team in the league. It could be a bottom 3 team. Like, as long as we get a top 3 pick, that's all that matters to me for this season. That is my goal. That is my hope. Okay. So, Toy Maker says, what works for other teams does not work for Canucks. Got to know the curse of the Canucks and act accordingly, right? Isn't it 84 game schedule? I think so. Isn't that what it said here? 82 games. So is it 2 extra games this year? That's a good question. I should know the answer to that. CC73P91 says Malhotra was dealt a loss, a lot less talent in Abbey, and he still managed to get them to play together, play as a team. They won the Calder Cup. Don't discount his ability to bring players together. That's a great point. Maybe him and Demko are the guys who are going to blip it to wreck the rebuild. David W. says, playing the Blackhawks and Pens back-to-back is interesting, but also means flying and lengthy distance. Yep, that's the hard part, right? Toymaker says, when Canucks go for toughness, it usually works out like Dakota Joshua. Dakota Joshua. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. CMAP says, but you should take the day off work for the Philly game in November. You need to you need a checkup with doctors, Bouillon, Besser, and Olgren. Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be really great. I like that. David W. says the NBA often has its own all-star break in February. Yeah. By the way, did the Kawhi trade go through? It was stalled there. Don't teams have a bye week in the NHL now? They might. That might be it. 84 games this year, Toymaker says, should be 70. David W. says it's weird. The Canucks during their March road trip to the Great Lakes region play the Leafs and Sens on consecutive calendar days, even with the Canadian Tire Sens and the Bell Habs centers are closer. Toymaker says 70 games and then add more playoff teams. Yeah, well, that's not what's going to happen, but I don't think that's crazy. 32 teams, 16 make the playoffs. That's ridiculous. I think the more, the better. I like the format that we have, personally. Kelly says, I predict Canucks miss the playoffs by 1 point. What? You are very optimistic. And but we can't be doing that. We want to get the DuPonts and the other kids that are coming out. There's some great centers coming. We don't want to be missing the playoffs by 1 point. We want to be way worse than that. Canucks, or Toymaker says Canucks couldn't win with 21 teams in the league. Ouch. CMAP, 29 and 55, not including loser points. That's what I have. Yeah, that's mine, right? So I've got to add some loser points into there as well. So I got to figure out that. I should have had that all taken care of before I started the stream. I see Canucks having a good chance in October to April regular season play to finish bottom 10 on NHL standing points and bottom 6 in the Western Conference in that category. I think they're going to be worse than that. Although they will likely do the Canuck thing and go on a winning streak when they've been eliminated from the playoffs. That's true. David W., any game that goes into extra time results in standings point for a loss, but 2 for a win. Yes, we know that. Jeremy, you're good here. You're good here. You're here. Great to see you. I kind of like having the 8 p.m. game starts. Absolutely. It works out way better for my schedule. But my friends and family live in Alberta. They're like this is terrible. It's so late and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, shouldn't live in Alberta then. Yes. Oh, Brian, so you live in Nanaimo. Maybe I'll join you on that night. I'll go to the Black Bear Pub. Do they show the games? If they show the games, do they have the sound on? That's the key, Brian. So maybe I'll join you on one of those nights, man. You need to follow me on all my other socials and DM me, and we can maybe work something out. So I'm on Facebook, X, and Instagram. But Instagram is the one that I use the least. But you can follow me there and let me know. I'd love to connect with you. But Facebook on Kempner Canucks, just follow that and message me there. That's probably the best way to get a hold of me for now. Toymaker says, I say Canucks finish 9th with a 40-44 record and 10th from the bottom of the list. And that's the Canucks curse. Wow. Negativity going on. Kirill Kudratsev, Callum saying he's excited. Oh, KK, that's who he is. Sorry, my apologies. My apologies. Yeah, you're talking about Kudratsev. Is 10 of 2.0. That's pretty optimistic. That's fine. Beer Barons here says, let's go Canucks, play hard, raise those trade values. Yes, I agree. By the way, Beer Baron, that Vancouver Grizzlies logo that you have for your YouTube profile, I need to tell you guys a little story. I've been seriously considering making an NBA channel as well. I'm really excited about the Sonics coming back, and I've been really tempted. In fact, last night, I could not sleep. I had lists of top 10 NBA players, videos that I want to make. And I'm like, listen, I already have an NFL channel for my Green Bay Packers. And I've got all the stuff going on with the Canucks, right? And then I'm working one full-time job, one part-time job. And I'm like thinking, I should start an NBA channel. Why? Oh, I've got issues, everyone. I have issues, right? Brandon Castleman's here. I'm thinking this year will be a great year to have some of the Abbey guys play our vets out of a job. Woo! I like that. By the way, I've been in contact with Brandon Astle from the Abbey Announcer. He started following me on my socials, and I follow him back, and I've invited him to the channel. Hopefully he joins the channel. I'd love I said no pressure, but I'd love to have him. George says we need a goalie. We got 3 of them, but we need healthy goalies. How's that? But yeah, I hear what you're saying. On burps, better out than in, Shrek says. Yes, that's right. So David says the proposed Kawhi from the Clippers to the Raptors trade hasn't gone ahead with the NBA investigators still into him, still ongoing. That's frustrating. Okay. I don't think fans, Toymaker says, have the patience for a rebuild. They say they do, but people were grumpy last year after losses, even though they're way out early. That's true, but it is what it is. Maybe we're going to get used to it. David W. responds to that comment with the Canucks at least then President Jim Rutherford acknowledged a rebuild that needed to happen. That said, rebuild should always be treated as a last resort, and it is a last resort. Chris says, didn't the Kings make the playoffs with all their loser points? Well, I can look that up right now, and so can you. So let's see. Did they win? Did they make the playoffs? Yes, they did. 20 loser points. Overtime losses, 20. They had 35 wins, 20 overtime losses, got 90 points, and still made the playoffs. That won't do it again this year, everyone. They're not making the playoffs. I don't think. I really, really don't think they're going to. I've been watching before John Garrett came into the team from the Nordiques. Geez, that's a long time, Toymaker says. Yes, that is. That is. Brian, I'm a Packer backer here. I'm a huge Packer. I went to Lambeau Field last year. You should check out my channel, RevTrev NFL. Go check it out. Absolutely. You'll love all my content, man. Please go check it out. I made a video about my trip to Green Bay last year. So go check that out. David W. is heading out. He's got to go pick up some food orders. But I hope you have a great night. Thanks for coming, or great afternoon. Well, it'd be at night for you. No, it's still afternoon. You're 3 hours ahead. CMAP says, you're insane, Rev, but I love you for it. So the Sonics coming back is a sure thing. It sounds like it's the 28-29 season. Vegas and Seattle are coming back. So, but the NBA is in Seattle is still a long way from being a deal done. Well, I'm starting to stay positive. I'm hopeful. Okay. I'm hopeful. Okay, everyone, 40 minutes in. I usually don't do this as long. I do the video stuff longer. This is also going to be on the audio today. Whether you're watching on listening on audio, please hit the rate and review, or you're watching on all the other platforms, Facebook, X, or YouTube, please hit the like and subscribe. I so appreciate you being here. So RevTrev on July 18th, 2026 predicts the Canucks will end the season with only 29 wins. So I'll just have this last comment. CMAP says Seattle first for the Sonics, then Vancouver next for the NBA. That would be great. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. All right, everyone. Toymaker says, I like your Trevor Linden, Kirk McLean 94 picture. This is a not a poster. This is actually like a wraparound, whatever it's called, like thing that goes on the wall. What are we talking about? You know what it goes on the wall. So if you're watching online, you can see that. By the way, I'm also wearing my NHL 94 Donald Brashear shirt. I am absolutely in love with this one. I'm so glad I got it. So if you're listening to audio, you can't hear it. You can't see that. I'm sorry. But hope you guys have a great day. Brian, make sure you message me as we're both in Nanaimo. Have a fantastic day. And of course, always, we believe in blue. We cheer on this team throughout this rebuild. I don't know how many games I'm going to go to, but I'm hoping a number. Of course, always, we cheer this team on because we're Canuck fans and we're loyal. Go Canucks, go.